Welcome to Law Talk Today, a series devoted to bringing you informative and educational programs focused on issues of law, government, and community.
This is Law Talk Today. On this show, each week, we talk about various legal issues and we interview people in the know. We have shows ranging from battered women to police officers demonstrating breathalyzer machines, to judges, to paralegals, anything related to the law. And the show is on every Wednesday from 7:30 to 8 on the public access channel. Tonight we have a very timely show. It's going to be real estate in a down market. And we have two people who are really, really in the know. We have a representative from Weichert Realtors, the regional director, Dominic Prevete, and we have Susan Carlson, who's a real estate lawyer in Sussex County. Welcome both to the show.
Thank you, Mark.
Thanks for having me, Mark.
Before we get into the nitty-gritty of all this, Dominic, you're the realtor expert here tonight, and tell us what your position is in the real estate world today.
My personal position?
Yeah.
Well, I'm responsible for Weichert sales offices in Essex, Morris, and Sussex counties. So in those three counties, Weichert Realtors has 25 sales offices, and my responsibility is to oversee those sales offices.
And you deal with the day-to-day issues, what's going on in each office, right, with your sales force and all those things.
Exactly, Mark. Each office has a managing broker and is staffed with sales associates that interact with the general public every day. But as you can imagine, there's the opportunities that we focus on. There's the customer service opportunities that come at us every day. So really, I'm in the residential real estate business every single day.
See, if I was in court, I would have just qualified you as an expert. And all right, Susan, over to you. You're a real estate attorney.
Yes, I am.
And how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing real estate pretty much since 2000, and specifically focusing on real estate in the better market from 2002 until about 2008 when it took the downturn seriously.
Well, now that you mentioned the downturn, the serious downturn, let's try to describe what that downturn is and how we got here. Dominic, let's start with you.
Okay.
How bad? Describe what we're in right now.
Well, Mark, and I'll preface my comments by saying I'll be speaking primarily of northern New Jersey, but
okay.
I probably where most of our viewers are tonight. And depending on how you want to measure the residential real estate market, well, any way you measure it, you could say it would be down.
Okay.
First, I'd say just volume of transactions. I mean, number of home buyers and sellers conducting business is off. Rather significantly, if you look back from 2005 when the market started to change through the end of 2008, I would say, in aggregate, probably the market is off in terms of number of transactions at least 30%, and it's a very localized business, but 30 to 40% in number of transactions taking place.
Is that pretty much uniform throughout Morris and Sussex County?
Yeah, again, if you took the 3 years from the peak of 2005 to 2008, number of transactions, I'd say Sussex County down a third, Morris County down a third in number of transactions taking place.
Is it fair to say also there are pockets of homes that are maybe doing better than others? Without
question, it's fair to say that's exactly what's happening, Mark. In different municipalities and certainly in different price ranges, the markets react differently.
Now, you're talking from the realtor's vantage point. Susan, as a real estate attorney, can you describe what the phenomenon we're in right now?
Oh, I would have to agree with Dominic that sales are probably down about 30% in the Sussex County, Morris County, Essex County area where we primarily practice. But more importantly, what I see more and more and more is that the buyers that are coming in, they're buying a lot of the distressed homes, meaning the ones that are in foreclosure or which are subject to third-party approval, which means that the seller would actually either have to come to closing with money or the bank would have to accept less than what's owed. I don't think I've seen a purchase so far this year where it's actually been a non-foreclosure or a non-foreclosure status property.
Like a normal closing.
A normal closing, right.
So that means maybe, Dominic, that the 30% off is probably even worse, because the 70% that are closing, there's a good percentage of those that are closing with third parties and foreclosures and things like that. So it might even be worse. This is not a political show, and I'm not one of the great real estate thinkers in the world, but how did we get here? How did this happen? You know, did anybody see this coming? Anybody?
I think for some of those who know the real estate market very well, it was somewhat foreseeable back in the year of 2004 when home prices, I think, hit their all-time high. And there was such a market. It was basically a seller's market at that point. You were having bidding wars, primarily because you had a lot of these banks with these creative loans where you're only paying 2% payment rate on interest, even though your interest is 6%. So what's happening is, instead of your principal going down, the interest is actually being deferred and your principal's going up. And so when you're only paying 2% interest, that's maybe $1,500 on a $400,000 loan. But at the end of that 3-year period, that 2% payment rate went up to the 6%. So now your principal has gone up, and now people can't make those payments, and the value of the homes, or the, the quality of the homes, or the stock out there has diminished compared to what it was in 2004. So you're not getting as much of a homes, and now people are having trouble meeting ends because the prices fell. The mortgages stayed the same, the economy started to drop, and now the people can't make their payments, and I think that's what really started the ball rolling, when you saw these ridiculous payments for these $600,000 houses.
So maybe it was the creative financing.
The creative financing, I think, the no document loans, the no income verification, where the banks didn't ask for tax returns, didn't ask for pay stubs, didn't ask for a list of assets. They just basically said, tell us what you make, and we'll take you at face value.
Dominic?
Well, there's no question that what you could refer to as easy financing played a major role in the creation, or artificial creation, if you will, of this unbelievable demand. And then you get these fever pitches that build up when people see that you purchased a house for $300,000, and 24 months later you can sell it for $500,000, and by the way, that's tax-free. And so it's marked very simply supply and demand was incredibly heated for a number of factors, easy financing being one of it, a big